Yo, what is up, friends, foes, and members of the Omni Council? My name's Daimien Kamiya. I'm the Omni King. Sorry about the delay there. Got distracted by something. I'm also very tired. Oh, sorry. Alright, game's open, let's go. Alright, we have 2 fights left to do. Oh, wow, Blissy's done. We'll also be purifying all the shadow Pokemon too. We'll deal with, like, I'm not really too concerned about this because obviously he's gonna have like 4 or 5 shadow Pokemon, and then Greevil always has multiples. Like, he only has shadow Pokemon, so like, I'm not too particularly worried. It's not like you really blocked the defenses so well. I beat your son, beat another one of your henchmen I had already beaten before, beat a random henchman. You didn't really have a huge fortification. Yeah, so he's gonna have a sun team and red Pokemon. But this would have been much cooler if he had Groudon and Kyogre. Or if they had Groudon and Kyogre. Like, the fact is, Snaddle had Mewtwo. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have had... Okay, we're gonna have you nasty plot. Actually, I'm gonna switch you to... Quillfish is my... Well, I was gonna say Quillfish is my only fire resist, but they're not really gonna be using fire, so... Right. Moltres is the threat. Thankfully, none of the Shadow Fire moves seem to get affected by Sun. Yeah, this won't even take long, like... Won't even be an hour before I'm done. Now, unlike XG, all but one, the mod creator said that there's like, what, 125 shadow Pokemon in this game? And all but one of them is obtainable in this story. And obviously the last one is the Mirror V final shadow Pokemon. One other thing I don't know how I feel about it, where only bosses had multiple shadow Pokemon in this game. In the original, obviously starting from Cypher Key Layer, everyone started having multiples. But I don't know how it feels like all bosses always had, bosses in the Hexagon Brothers always had 3 plus, but regular trainers never had more than 1. Anticipated that, to be fair. Well, Coolfish, like I said, is my only fire resist, so... Shiny Latios! I feel like I have to run Latios now. Fuck Latios, that's a shiny Latios! I just realized, oh, I can use Drill Run. I can't use water, sadly, because the sun is up, but... They fucking... This fucker. God of goddamn everything. Shiny Lottie. I wanted to have a shiny on the team, so that works out for me. Alright, let's look up the Soldu here. This is the big question. Is it Gen 3 Soldu? Yes, it is! Let's go! Gen 3 Soldu is one of the most broken items. This legitimately got Latios and Latias banned to Ubers. I'm gonna have to sift through all this. Yeah, Torkoal's Fire Steel, which is interesting. Basically, Torkoal is heat ran, weaker heat ran if it had Sunny Day. Did they buff Torkoal though? I'm curious. It does get Shell Smash. Viciously Slow. I'm pretty sure this thing's buffed. 100 HP, 90 attack, 150 defense, 90 special attack, 90 special defense, 20 speed. Being part steel. No joke. Throw. Oh, no, wait, never mind. It doesn't have Drought. It has Serene Grace. What? I thought it set the sun in that fight, or did not. I guess that makes sense as to why Ninetales said it. Yeah. For some reason, I thought I saw it set the sun. Docile is a neutral nature. Lonely is defense down, attack up. So Latias actually has the better nature. Yeah, the Soul Dew in later gens got nerfed to be equivalent to like the Adamant Orb and stuff, where it's just like it just boosts Dragon and Psychic moves on Latios and Latias by 20%, instead of being a 50% boost to their special and attack and special defense. Okay, so I need to remove you. Do I have a rock type? Alright, so his level cap is 80 here. And remember, actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're not gonna fight him just yet, because I want to get Mirror B to spawn. I didn't notice this guy before. I'm like, for sure I'll battle him. Aye. You gave me a free switch to the last Pokemon you should have ever let me switch to. I'm kind of surprised we didn't... There's no lowland... And I don't know how they do a lowland Doug trio, because it's hair, and all they're doing is repaleting it, but they could have done a lowland golem. Possibly. Okay, so we went from 2 water types to 2 ground types, and now I'm sad. I can flash cannon golem, but I guess I'm gonna have to play rough the Doug trio. I missed. Fuck you. God damn you. Wow. Well, at least I still got the kill. That's sand. That's a bad Pokemon to be your last one, just saying. And he just vanishes. What a weird encounter. What? Why did... So why is Greevil listed 3 times? Shadow Pokemon, Boss Battle, and Boss Battle? Excuse me? I can do a little bit of prep now while I'm waiting for Heracross to pop up. Because I want the Shadow Pokemon from Greevil to be the last Shadow Pokemon I catch. So one thing I was looking up was potentially like how to build certain Pokemon. And apparently with Blastoise, despite its high defenses, they actually don't really invest into defense. It's so Blastoise, base Blastoise versus the Blastoise in this game, defenses are 10 higher, special attack is about 30 higher. I think attack is lower. But attack doesn't matter. HP is 11 higher, and speed is 2 higher. I think it's 11 higher, right? Yeah. Or no, sorry. Attack is not 30 higher. Attack is 15 higher. So I'm going to go all in on special attack. I already know that. Actually, you know what? I might not. So here's the thing. They also recommend going a bit in on speed, and I don't know if this is really going to matter, especially since I'm shell smashing. This is why I'm actually using the Sword and Shield reference, because that's when Blastoise gets shell smash. But both variants, the Life Orb variant and the Walkenberry variant, oh, and then there's the BDSP OU, which actually just does speed and special attack with Shell Smash. So in the 1v1 format on Smogon, it lists going more defensive with higher HP. They don't max special attack, though. In the Life Orb set, it's 228 HP, 12 defense, 192 special attack, and 76 speed. In the Walk-In set, it's 192 HP, 140 special attack, 96 special defense, and 80 speed. But the BDSP OU, by the way, all of these sets contain Shell Smash. The Life Orb set is Shell Smash, Hydro Cannon, Ice Beam substitute. The Walkenberry is Yawn, Endure, Shell Smash, Hydro Cannon. What an odd set, I just realized. That your entire set relies on using Shell Smash, Hydro Cannon. Odd. The BDSP OU is Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, and Shell Smash. And keeping this in mind too. My defenses are higher and I have a better defensive typing. Being Water Steel. Hey, no. Wait, what? Why is it listing your @ now? Rather than your username? I don't like this. What does this change? No, I'm fine. I don't like this change. I like seeing your name, not your @ sign. Interesting. I know, I got slightly distracted because Blastoise is also in the almost any ability format. Slacking is a usable Pokemon in this format, but Regigigas is not. But also Archeops is not. Like, there's a lot of legendaries that are banned. Pretty much almost all legendaries are banned. Especially box art and mythicals. But there's like a lot of non-legendary. So obviously a lot of Ultra Beast Pokemon are banned too, but non-legendary Ultra Beast mythical Pokemon that are banned in this format: Archeops, Dracovish, Dragapult, Gengar, Noivern? Really? Noivern? Shedinja, but that's an obvious one. Weavile. Yeah, it's an odd list of Pokemon that got banned. Like, those ones clearly had to have gotten, banned. They're just, like, base stats are just too good. Shedinja clearly got banned because its base HP probably doesn't change. And their abilities like Sturdy are viable, so you just give it Sturdy and then you'd never die from physical attacks. Hey Arkham, welcome! Thanks for subbing. I don't like this @ thing because, like, I don't like, some people have a different @ handle to their, like, their display, their user, like, display name. And it just annoys the fuck out of me that, like, I might not remember someone. In all honesty, I'm gonna give 2 opinions on this, and both of which are the I don't care variant. So number 1, Gen 5 is actually my least played generation. I played a lot of Pokemon. So my first game was Silver. I played a lot of Gen 2 and even a lot of Gen 1. Then Gen 3 came out, played a lot of Gen 3. Gen 4 came out, went fucking hard on Gen 4. Crashed out. I basically just, like, or not crashed out, burned out. I burned out on Gen 4. Gen 5 came out. There was the whole system of them not bringing in old Pokemon. That upset me. That, like, you couldn't, like, I didn't know that you could get them in the post game or anything. It was just like a brand new Pokedex. They're trying to reboot the franchise. That was how it was played off. So I never got Gen 5 when it came out. My first Gen 5 game was actually Black 2. Not even Black 1, Black 2. I didn't play Black 2 until years later when I did a grass-only challenge. Which I actually quite enjoyed, by the way. On my own time. Then, yeah, so Gen 5 is my least played generation. So, I have no actual emotional ties to Gen 5 at all. Additionally, I don't really care about Pokemon, the new Pokemon games. I don't even own a Switch. I've not played Sword and Shield. I've not played Scarlet and Violet. I've not played Legends Arceus or Legends ZA. I don't care. I don't feel motivated to play these games. I don't feel motivated to buy consoles, period. There's nothing on a Nintendo console that constitutes me buying a Switch right now. Even Zelda, like, none of these games, like, interest me. I see no reason to buy the consoles. I had X too. Here's the thing. I got Y on release day. My friend got X, I got Y. I made it all the way through the game to just before the Elite Four. Like, I'm literally, like, saved in front of Victory Road, and it took me 6 months to actually get back into the game and beat it. My friend was so annoyed, because in Gen 6, the Friend Safari exists, but to unlock the third Pokemon, that person has to have beaten the Elite Four, which I'd never done. So he was mad at me because I think I had my Friend Safari was grass, which would have gotten Quilladin's hidden ability, and he really wanted it because he liked Chestnut. But he couldn't get it because because I had to beat the Elite Four first. But yeah, like, that's just my opinion. Like, I still like Pokemon as a franchise, and I still follow along with it. But just, like, I have no real desire or interest to play the new games. And Gen 5 is also my least interested generation. I'm actually more interested in 8 and 9 than I am in 5. Well, water types are always rather varied. They have very few weaknesses, and usually a lot of them can have very decent coverage. So it's not unbelievable to think you'd pick a water type. Anyways, I got distracted looking at this Blastoise variant here. But yeah, so there's two formats listed on Smogon and Sword and Shield, in which it has Shell Smash that are 1v1. I have 3 sets. They all hold different held items. Oh, is White Herb in this game? And if it is it single use? To check that, because if I have White Herb, then that's... I was wondering what held item to give Blastoise, but I just realized that if I have a White Herb, I could just give it that. Like, you want to know a Pokemon game I'm actually excited for coming out? The next Pokemon Infinite Fusion, where they made a Hoenn one. I'm actually super excited with that one. I'm also curious as to how they're going to do the post-game, because, like, the Kanto one let you go to Johto and the Sevi Islands. So I'm curious as to what they're going to do with, or the Orange Island, whatever they called it. With the Hoenn one. I want to know if they're going to add another region to the Hoenn one. My reaction? Bullshit. Like, I am, like... To me, like, I'm one of those people that don't agree with patenting game mechanics in general. But the fact is, they patented a game mechanic that Nintendo didn't even create. A game mechanic that had been in circulation for quite some time. Battle Frontier maybe, but I mean they're probably going to add in another region, like they did, like see if like Hoenn connects to Sinnoh or something like that, or maybe the Alola region because it's very island focused, or maybe Kalos because Mega Evolution, right? Like we'll see, but yeah, the Nintendo Sing Power World thing is bullshit. It's Nintendo once again flexing their money and the power they hold because of it, and the fact that they have their fan base by the balls. I need to figure out where I can get a White Herb. I don't know if they're usable in this. Oh, am I in the middle of the screen? I've been in the middle of the screen the entire time. Like from the, you mean from the anime? I kind of liked the Diamond and Pearl series. So I'll say this, I like Diamond and Pearl, but X and Y is a close second. But I never finished X and Y. But I just really like, so I am a, I'll just say straight up say Gen 4 is my favorite season. Cynthia's my favorite character in all of Pokemon. Dawn is one of my favorite, like, starter people. I just think she's cute, to be fair. The interactions between Dawn, Brock, and Ash are great. Paul's a really solid rival. The fact that, like, he's technically not abusive, but he does go to extremes a lot of the time. He's effectively almost like what a game player would be like. And then, my only thing I hate about the Diamond and Pearl is the overuse of Piplup. Right? Like, Dawn has, like, you have Barry who has Empoleon, you know, Kenny, Dawn's friend that also picked Piplup. Like, everyone seemed to fucking have Piplup except Ash, who had the other two starters. Right? Like, I don't get the hard-on for Piplup, but I can understand one, because Dawn's Piplup didn't evolve. So Barry having Empoleon is fine for me, but I don't see why Kenny needed to have one too. I just don't see it. Anyways, X and Y, yes, absolutely. I agree with you. X and Y, though, I really liked. So X and Y, let's be honest, Black and White was terrible. I fucking hated Iris as a character. My hatred for Iris as a character is so bad, I don't even like her in the games. Another reason why I probably don't like the Gen 5 games. I did not like Iris as a character, period. I don't. She's annoying. When I watched through Black and White for the first time, almost every episode I just said, shut up, Iris. Constantly, I hated her. But Black and White did Ash so dirty. I thought it was fun. You know, it was a Hoenn remake with Mega Evolution. I didn't mind it. I didn't like that they got rid of the Battle Frontier too, but I also never really did the Battle Frontier in Emerald either. So, that was fine. In all honesty, I liked X and Y more, but X and Y was such a small world that went by too fast. Scaling in X and Y was weird. But in X and Y, in the X and Y anime, I really liked how they bounced back from making Ash incompetent in Black and White to, like, an actual, like, solid trainer. Except for one thing! There's one fucking thing in the X and Y anime that pisses me off to this day. There's two things in the anime that piss me off to high fucking heaven. Two things. Number one, probably not. I would actually have to play through either Emerald or Platinum with a team that's competent enough for it. I was never interested enough in the Battle Frontier in the first place to actually give a damn. So, I do not know where, yeah. So here's the thing. So the first thing I hate about the anime, the first thing, is after Ash's first badge in the Indigo League in Season 1, where he uses Krabby and sweeps a trainer. I am so unbelievably pissed that he has the fucking gall to be cocky. That he uses a Pokemon he caught as his 7th Pokemon before his third gym badge. Never used it. Used it in one battle. It's the first time he ever fucking used it. It evolved. And then he swept the fucking trainer with it. Bullshit. And then he had the gall to be fucking cocky about it. Bullshit. I fucking hate it. There's a lot about Season 1 that makes me not really like Ash as a character. I'm glad he got better. But, like, fuck that. Fuck that. But the other thing I hate is in X and Y. Ash challenges Viola and loses. And then he has a fucking woe is me pity moment that Serena has to pull him out of. Are you fucking kidding me? Ash has lost to at least one gym leader in every single region. Every region, Ash has lost to at least one gym leader. In Kanto, he lost to Brock. He lost to Lieutenant Surge. He lost to Sabrina. Twice! He lost to Blaine. In Johto, he lost to Whitney. In Hoenn, he lost to Brawley. In Sinnoh, he lost to Rourke. In Unova, I'm pretty sure he lost to Lenora. Right? So he's lost at least once. Several of these, by the way, were the first gym leaders in each region. Right? But then he's like, oh no, I lost to another gym leader. Maybe I'm just not a good trainer. You're top 16 in your first ever Pokemon League. You were top 16 in your second. You were top 8 in your third. You were top 4 in the fourth, which you would have won if your fucking opponent didn't have a goddamn team of legendaries. He was top 4 again. Was it top 4, top 5 in Gen 5? Whatever. It was top 4, top 8. But holy fuck! You have an incredible record! You lose to one gym leader in one region and all of a sudden you feel like you're a failure as a trainer? Fuck the fuck off. God damn it. That fucking pissed me off so goddamn hard. One of the most accomplished trainers ever. Meets fucking every legendary known to exist. Befriends almost every regional champion to the fact that they're on first name basis. And he fucking thinks he's a terrible trainer. Fuck off. Let me see, those are the two things from the anime that piss me off the most, though. I don't think the mental herb is in this game. Yeah, that was like the thing is, the anime never really talked about his age, right? Like, the only thing referencing it was the short before the third movie where Ash said that it was a year since they met. So that short alone automatically already says Ash is 11. But the thing is, no one commented on his age because it was irrelevant until Black and White. The intro to Black and White mentioned Ash was 10 years old, and that's when all the memes fucking started. The idea that, like, everyone thought he was just gradually getting older as his journey progressed. which I think would have made Ash a decent character to understand, right? Because like we as people were also growing older with him, growing older with the series, the franchise, etc. But then Black and White comes in, Ash Ketchum, a Pokemon, 10-year-old Pokemon trainer from Palatine. What? Dude's just traveled through Kanto, Orange Islands, Johto, Hoenn, Kanto again, Sinnoh. And he's still 10? Huh? Me and my friends started fucking joking about that all the goddamn time. Oh my god, would we joke about that. Oh, it only took him about a month to travel Sinnoh. Okay, well, the thing is, I'm assuming that's the problem, is it didn't, but it kind of does. Because, like, the thing is, a show like Pokemon has to have some form of continuity. Because anytime Ash catches a new Pokemon or evolves a Pokemon, that is continuity, right? You can't watch an episode of Ash owning an Infernape and not know how he got the Infernape, right? He either caught an Infernape, caught a Monferno and evolved it, or caught a Chimchar and evolved it, right? And on top of that, the continuity of just traveling through the region. Ash travels a region, challenges the gyms, and then challenges the league. There is continuity in the show. They just never really factored in his age in that. Yeah, so I don't think the mental herb is in this game, so I might not be able to run, or I might not run with the idea of using unless it's on a held item, a held item on a Pokemon. Snorlax, by the way, I haven't caught Snorlax yet, by the way, so I'm assuming Greevil has Snorlax, which is bullshit because Snorlax has the leftovers. I don't think it would work out. You want to know my fan theory on that? My fan theory is that if Ash's Pikachu evolved, it would actually get weaker. Because I'm under the belief that at a young, off camera at some point, Ash's Pikachu swallowed a light ball, which is why it's so immensely powerful over other Pikachu. And if it were to evolve to Raichu, the light ball wouldn't work anymore. I'm kind of wasting time here. I really should be trying to wander around to trigger Mirror B, so I can get that fucking Heracross. Yeah, there's no white herb, and that's dumb. I'm annoyed by that. I'm gonna see. Let me search the forums here. Whoa. So I control F. I control F'd the wiki, and or on the forum did not tell me anything. And the game doesn't actually track items unless they come off of wild Pokemon. One sec. No, I don't agree with that, because I've already said that I hate Iris. I think Go... Now, granted, I haven't seen much of Journeys, but I will say, I don't hate Go. I just feel like Go's kind of pathetic, but not under the concept of him, but more under the concept of the writers. They really tried to shoehorn back in a gotta catch 'em all character for literally no reason. And that's just kind of dumb to me. Yeah, so if I can't use White Herb, it'd probably be best for me not to run that set, so I can, so maybe I guess I know how, I'm gonna max it, I guess I'll max attack these two. I don't even know what item, I guess I can give Blastoise Bright Powder. Just to try to assist in him not getting hit, since his defenses will be dropped. What do I give Charizard? I could Life Orb Charizard. I'm gonna be healed after every single fight, so item-wise, it doesn't really matter. And Charizard's just gonna know, like, Charizard's gonna have Tail Glow, so... Alright, let's go beat up some punching bags. overrated. Now, I can say 3 overrated Pokemon, but it doesn't mean I think they're bad Pokemon. But, and the thing is, in a way, I'm guilty of them too. Like, Charizard, Mewtwo, and Pikachu. Like, but the thing is, I like using all 3. Like, I like all 3 of those Pokemon. Like, just as a preference, I just think Charizard looks cool. Mewtwo looks cool. He's really awesome character in the anime. But just like, I don't know, they're just a bit overdone. Pikachu, obviously, everywhere. But the thing is, in the games, I fucking love using Pikachu. Light Ball Pikachu is amazing. I use it all the fucking time. I need to get Heat Wave on Charizard to make this faster. By the way, I do want to emphasize too that this is not Blastoise. This is Rainier. This is Blastoise's side evolution that the mod created. Well, the thing is, it's like, I also get like, oh, Lucario's up there for sure. The thing that bothers me is, like, I don't like this 2 Mega Evolution concept. I don't like it. I didn't like it for Charizard. I didn't like it for fucking Mewtwo. I didn't like it, and I'm not really liking it for Raichu either. The thing is, both Charizard and Mewtwo are special attackers. I don't understand why we needed to make them special attackers, or physical attackers. Personally, to me, take Mega Charizard X, his typing, apply it to Y, and that is Mega Charizard. Just make Mega Charizard Y that is Dragon instead of Flying. Same ability, same stats, everything. And to me, that could be the de facto Mega Charizard. Mewtwo, it's Mewtwo Y. You don't need Mewtwo X. Mewtwo X is kind of cool in concept, but it's not in practice. It doesn't learn a whole lot of great, strong physical moves. Its stabs, oddly enough, for physical are not that great. Yeah, like, Mewtwo has no business being a physical attacker. At all. And then I don't know how Raichu's gonna go, because obviously it hasn't come out yet, and then it's also in a ZA game, so everything about it is gonna be a bit off. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to max out special attack on these two. I'll do speed on Charizard, but I'm actually going to leave Blastoise. I'm going to do that because I don't know if the mental or the white herb or whatever herbs are, if they are in this game or not. If I don't have it before I'm ready to do Mount Battle, like, I want to catch the remaining Shadow Pokemon, because, like, Snorlax comes with leftovers. I've already confirmed that. And I'm assuming, based on on everything left, Snorlax is the Shadow Pokemon, in the possession of Greevil. Because, of course, they had to fucking put leftovers on the final boss. Dialga versus Reshiram. Dialga wins. Like, canonically speaking, Dialga controls time, so Reshiram really wouldn't match with that. But even tight matchup-wise, Dialga Dialga resists or is neutral to all of Reshiram's stabs, while Reshiram is not resistant to Dialga's dragon. Dialga wins both lore-wise and just typing-wise. Does Reshiram even learn any ground or fighting moves to help counter Dialga? I know Dialga can learn, like, Earth Power, too, so that doesn't help Reshiram either. Zekrom versus Palkia. See, that one's more neutral because Dragon makes Zekrom or Palkia resistant to or neutral to electric, while Zekrom resists water. They're both weak to Dragon, so that would probably come down to movesets. Again, Palkia can learn Earth Power, so that's something Zekrom's not going to enjoy. So it would really come down to Zekrom, but that one's a bit more of a balance. But again, lore-wise, Palkia wins. It's the legendary Pokemon of space. If there's one thing the Darkrai movie did not do well, it was demonstrate the actual level of authority those two have over their powers. There we go. Where are you? The one fucking shadow Pokemon I missed because I wasn't paying attention. Where are you? Fuck off! God damn it. He's in the fucking Coliseum, so now I gotta waste goddamn time doing this. Can I ask, though, are you just asking generally, or, like, are you actually referring to, like, game matchup or lore matchup? I'm actually curious. I do have to PC, there's no PC here, right? It's off to the right. I have to PC these two. Giratina versus Reshiram. Well, again, that comes down to just Dragon versus Dragon, but lore-wise, again, Giratina wins. Like, the Creation Trio will always win lore-wise. We can't argue that. Dialga. Dialga's power is better than... Celebi can just travel through time. Dialga actually controls time. In all honesty, I'm kind of shocked that the anime has never made correlations to that. That Celebi has ties to Dialga, and theoretically, Hoopa should have ties to, should have ties to Palkia. Because theoretically, Hoopa has a lot of powers in regards to space and dimensional warping. Okay, well, who should I use in this tournament in which I'm 30 levels higher than everyone else? Yeah, so I still need to do one more special attack with those guys, which I will do just so I don't forget later, but Charizard will do speed, like that's not even a question. I don't know if I'm actually going to run Life Orb now that I think about it. I might run something else. Oh, right. All the matchups are singles anyways. Let's just fucking run. We'll start with Pikachu. And then we'll have Victory Bell in the second slot because everything's a single battle until Mirror B comes out. But Mirror B still constantly uses like Ludicolo's and stuff. So having a poison type will help. It got abandoned. I realized I was overthinking this massively, and I really don't think I need, I don't think I need screens. It was mostly a comment on the forum though that made me question this. Where let me see if I can find the comment someone made here. Some guy made a comment here that I'm trying to... To be honest, YouTubers get arrested all the time. Which one are we talking about here? Here, yeah, someone just says, I beat Mount Battle with Specs Charizard and Dragon Dance T-Tar and Whalerinda with the Dragonite Onslaught. Though, I was just trying to grind up a Gengar to help catch a few of the Shadow Legendaries. So someone managed to beat Mount Battle with basically just 3 Pokemon. So I think I'm massively overthinking this. Can it stop missing? That is 3 fucking misses. Or no, sorry, 4 misses. But it's been 2, but 3 of those 4 attacks were play rough and 2 of them have missed. It's a 10% chance to miss. Fuck off and just die. Probably not. I considered once doing a casual playthrough of Kaizo, but I looked more into it, and even not playing the game as a Nuzlocke, it's still a game that requires, like, overthinking and overanalyzing and all this other bullshit, and it's just, I don't know if I give a damn about that. Fire punch. Dunk shot. Man, this game really knows how to punish you. Like, if you were to optimally catch every shadow Pokemon in this game, you'd legit, like, in the base game, referring, not the mod, in the base game, efficiently catch every shadow Pokemon without a single mistake, you'd only be fighting Mirror V 4 times, and that's fucking criminal. Granted, that's still one more time than you'd fight him in the first game. Because in the first game, you only fight him 3 times. And one of those fights, he actually doesn't have his background theme for some reason. When you fight him in Railgun Tower, he doesn't have his normal theme. I also like the idea that all my Pokemon boost in different ways. So Pikachu has Light Ball and huge power. Rainier, Blastoise, has Shell Smash. Magneton has Nasty Plot. Charizard has Tail Glow. Victory Bell is Scope Lens with some crit moves. And Latios is Soul Dew with potentially Calm Mind. As if that's needed. Let's check out Gen 3 Smogon for Latios. Latios. Ruby and Sapphire. Hey, look, it's holding the Soul Dew. This thing is like, it's legitimately like not fair how fucking broken Latios is gonna be here. Like, this is legitimately like unfair broken. The stats didn't change. Like, the mod maker didn't change the stats. And he kept Gen 3 Soul Dew. So I have a 50% boost to my special defense. And then it has fucking Fur Coat! Like, it needed double defense! Hey, you know that Pokemon that got banned from OU for being utterly broken? Let's make it better! I did that by mistake, but it worked out because Rhydon's a steel type. You had one shot to do something, Noctowl, and you blew it. Alright, last one. I'm a TV weather person. Battle weather, so is this guy a sun user then? Nope. Not in the slightest. Go Raichu the Pikachu! Come on, a Thunder Punch! Of course I missed. Why would I hit? Really? You have to be holding like a focus sash, right? Oh! His Electrode had Sturdy. So Sturdy has the Focus Sash mechanic in this. Oh, Flygon's great. Flygon's my second favorite Dragon type. And my favorite non-legendary Dragon type. Not gonna lie, arguably speaking, the only threatening Pokemon this guy even had on his team was Gengar. Maybe Cloyster. Well, Flygon was Tough Claws. Cloyster is Sheer Force. All its moves are affected by it. But Gengar had Nasty Plot. Gengar has Mega Launcher in this game. And it knows Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, and Sludge Ball. No. One thing I might do, though, is, I'm thinking of maybe changing a Pokemon in here. Let me check something here. I still have this open. Nope, that's not happening. Because I'm thinking of other boosting options, and I was thinking back of using Houndoom, because I could teach Houndoom. I could get rid of Will-O-Wisp and teach Houndoom Heat Wave. Right? And then give it specs, because it has adaptability, so that Heat Wave will just fucking shred. However, to do that means I have to get rid of Empoleon because... Or, not Empoleon. Empoleon's who I'm using for typing. I'd have to get rid of Rainier because he's also weak to fighting and ground, and I'm stacking up weaknesses. Though Skarmory's in the game. What does Skarmory have? Motor Drive. I can't run Scizor because that would give me another fire weakness. I'm just seeing, like, is it worth bringing another steel type? Because I could probably just drop Rainier entirely. Ideally, I'd like to have 6 Pokemon all with different typings. I was just running it because the typings worked, and it gives you a shit ton of resistances when you run steel types. The fact that I have a Magneton with Levitate that is affected by Eviolite. The only downside to this thing is it has an adamant nature. Dude has fucking nasty plot. Like, holy fuck. But I have Psychic, Dragon, Poison, Grass, Electric, Steel. I have 2 electric types, but Ground is removed from Magneton, so I'm not too worried about that. I wouldn't mind running a fighting type. I don't know why. I could also go back to my idea of potentially running Regirock. But that's also fighting and ground, even with filter. Oh man, what I wouldn't have done to be able to use Aggron. Goddamn's Shadow or Sandstream. Because Regirock I can run Assault Vest on. And it's actually fantastic with Assault Vest, but there's actually a lot of good Assault Vest Pokemon. Aggron, Metagross. Well, actually, believe it or not, I think it's Huntail's also a really good Assault Vest user, and it knows Shell Smash. Because for some reason, this is the Pokemon that has high defense and... Or high no, wait. No, it's Gorobus. Sorry, it's Gorobus that I'd want. Because it has high defense and special attack. And then its nature is special attack up, special defense up, special attack down, because of course it is. However, if I do run Gorobus with Assault Vest, I cannot use... I can't use Shell Smash or Calm Mind. And if I use Calm Mind, it's effectively using Assault Vest while also getting a special attack boost. Let me check the team builder here. So if I were to drop Empoleon, is Gorobus even an option with this? No. But I can run, like, is Poliwag? Yeah, Poliwag. That's a pure water type I can use. Oh yeah, so I lose a shit ton of resistances, mind you, but none of my team is actually weak to electric or grass. And when else am I going to use a Gorobus? And again, I can either I can choose to, like, if I get rid of Shell Smash, it's gone. Gorobus in this doesn't actually learn Shell Smash, so I would not get it if I lost it. I could not relearn it. But like, Shell Smash obviously will drop its defenses and buff its attacks and speed. Or it can do Calm Mind, get half the attack boost, but get a special defense boost, and then that's it. Again, if White... I think it really comes down to if White Herb is an option in this game. But Gorobus would be a good option. Sure. And it would allow me to maintain the fire, water, grass core. Let me get the... Let me get the held items off here. And then, like, in theory, if I wanted to, too, with Poliwrath, like, I don't think there's any stab that are physical that Poliwrath gets to hit both targets. But Poliwrath, I could run Choice Specs on with pure power. Or not Choice Specs, Choice Band. So if I do that, it adds some resistances to Bug, Rocks, Dart, and Dark, but I add a weakness to Fairy and a weakness to Psychic and a weakness to Flying. So Latios and Poliwrath would share a Fighting weakness, while while Victory Bell and Poliwrath would share both Flying and Psychic weaknesses. If I do that, though, then I'm not running Power Up Punch. However, I do lose access to Freeze Dry, I've learned. But yeah, I'd absolutely relearn Close Combat if I did that. Makes me wonder if I want to consider running one of the mythicals too. I only have 3 options basically, which is Jirachi, Celebi, and Mew, and they're all psychic types, which I don't want to duplicate on. Did they buff Whaleren in this at all? Well, it has snow warning. They did buff it though, yes, but it has snow warning, so that's an automatic no. The alternative too I can do with Poliwrath is instead of running Choice Band, I could run Choice Scarf, which would give it arguably, like, let's say like 60 speed, and on this level up alone, roughly about 60 speed. When we compare that to the rest of my team, which what would it put it at, around like 180-ish? That makes it faster than Pikachu, almost as fast as Victory Bell, but not as fast as Tauros, not as fast as Quote. In all honesty, it really doesn't make it that fast. Well, no, wait, never mind. I'm comparing it to like level 70 Pokemon. I'd have to get this, yes. I actually have to level this guy up quite a bit just to figure this out. Let me do that really quick. Let's get these two leveled up to, everyone has to get to 80 anyways, so. Because that's the recommended level for Greevil, so I'll just put everyone at 80. And then I'll actually have a fair comparison on stuff anyways. Quillfish and Tauros are not making it, sadly. Love them. They've, like, the fact that they're going into the final fight in my team proves the value they've had in my team. In all honesty, Tauros was a late addition just because I was looking at other Intimidate options. Quillfish has been tried and true since I caught it. Where did you catch Quillfish again? I don't remember. Where was Quillfish caught? I know we. Oh, Quillfish was a wild Pokemon. One second here. Alright, I got pinged on Discord. Thankfully, most of my Pokemon are not going to learn any more new moves, but... Yeah, so if this is the case, then I'd only need to EV up Latios, which at this point, I've realized that because it has Fur Coat, I could teach it Calm Mind. And I could teach it Calm Mind. I might just go all in on Special Attack and Speed for EVs, because the Soldew and Fur Coat will balance out its defenses. I might not even teach it Calm Mind, not gonna lie, especially with the Soldew. The Soldew's a free Calm Mind. It's a held Calm Mind. Just like the Light Ball on Pikachu is a held Swords Dance. What do you mean, like, show the team when you're finished what? Like, the team I'm taking to Mount Battle, or the team I'm facing the final boss with? Because those are two different things. There's 3 Pokemon on my final boss team that are not going to Mount Battle. I'm actually kind of glad, though, that I kept the final boss. Yeah, okay. I'm actually kind of happy, though, that I actually stayed true to stipulations I made a while ago. So, when I started the game, I said I didn't want more than 1 legendary on the team. I also said that I wanted to use at least 1 Pokemon from the Hexagon Brothers and 1 wild Pokemon. Those are my stipulations. The other 3 I didn't care about. Well, Latios on the team is my... And I also thought it'd be kind of interesting to have a shiny Pokemon on the team. Well, Latios is my 1 legendary. It's also my shiny, which is crazy lucky that worked out like that. Victory Bell will be my wild Pokemon. And Pikachu... Pikachu is going to be my Hexagon Brother Pokemon. Additionally, technically speaking, Poliwrath is, Poliwrath is going to be my, my Gattian Port Pokemon. I do want to say, though, like, I'm very happy with a lot of the Pokemon that helped me along the way in this journey. I know it sounds really dumb and sappy to say for a game, especially for a game like this, but, like, there's so many Pokemon that, even in minor ways, helped, but others that helped in much more major ways that I'm sad to see not in use anymore. Like, first one that comes to mind is Machamp. Machamp was never about being the KO machine. It was entirely designed off of its one gimmick. But that one gimmick it did fucking well. And that was abusing its Moxie ability with its priority moves. Coming in when the opponent was low on health to get that priority punch to get a Moxie boost. And if it couldn't get the Moxie boost, it would power up punch to get a boost itself, and then just start sweeping once it had enough boosts. Machamp did that like a fucking champion. There was a lot of fights where I feel like Machamp really helped out with its priority. And then having those Moxie boosts also helped out too. You know what I'll say? I'll actually say this. This game, especially versus XD and XG, the other mod, really allowed you to abuse strong Pokemon. Except for bosses. Bosses you needed to play defensively, but for everyone else, allowing the regular trainers to only hold 1 Shadow Pokemon really did allow me to just abuse, abuse the strong Pokemon. A problem with XD and also XG was that you really couldn't abuse strong Pokemon The one Pokemon team I made that was I was really proud of in this game included a Guts Ursaring that was entirely designed around abusing its guts. But I never got to. Because the Shadow Pokemon became so much, I couldn't risk him using Guts, or really even half of his moves, just because of how brutally powerful they were. The only thing I would end up doing is sending him into Rock Tomb, because it was a weaker move that lowered speed. He never really got to use Return, he never got to use Earthquake. It was actually kind of disappointing in a way. Alright, so if I gave you Choice Scarf. So, Pure Power doubles that to 420 attack. That's broken. That's insane. So I don't think I need a Choice Band, but Choice Scarf would be nice. Buffs is... So, let's just round down and say it gives 70 speed. So, it puts him at 210. That's just under Houndoom, over Quillfish, under Tauros, over Victory Bell, and over Pikachu. I only need a couple levels on, Alright, let me just get a couple rare candies on, Magneton here. You know what I'd love to do? As a challenge, like, I own all the equipment, I could do it. Well, I need physical copies of the games. But I'd love to play through all the Pokemon games and try to keep and maintain, throughout all of them, every single traded Pokemon. Do every in-game trade and just keep all of them. I don't necessarily have to use them on my team, but if that's the challenge, then why not? But just like, I'd just like to see like all the traded Pokemon from Gen 3 up in one box. That'd be really cool. Including this game, by the way. I don't have to get all of them. Specifically, if one person gives multiples, like for example, Duking in this game gives 3, but he still gives at least 1. It wouldn't matter if it's Larvitar, Medicham, or Shuckle, but it would have to be at least one of them. Alright, so my plan is to start with Victory Bell Registeel. So I'll show off the team before we enter into the final fight. Let me just save now, though, after everything I've done. All right, final team for the story. Registeel, holding Aura Filter. With Filter as its weakness. Bullet Punch, Foul Play, Thunderwave, and Toxic. In all honesty, he's going to be my Master Ball user. Victory Bell is leading because of its No Guard Sleep Powder. This will be the last battle you will see that move on this Pokemon. After this is done, I will be replacing it with either Night Slash or Psycho Cut, as I probably won't really need it going forward. My team is designed to be so strong that I don't particularly need to design around incapacitating one opponent. Again, fairly strong, decently fast, and he has Scope Lens to crit, but hopefully that won't happen here. Tauros! I should also salute Registeel too. Ever since I've gotten you, even if it may have been through slightly less legitimate means, you've done me well. Shout out to, what was it? Relicanth, the Kecleon that I caught in the wrong spot in the first place, for your service. Tauros, you've been with me for a while, since I caught you from that desert oasis, the rock oasis spot. You have been tried and true in your successes with me. I thank you, good sir. Your lunges, your high horsepowers, even your extreme speed and intimidate have been crucial to the success. Quillfish! The moment I acquired you, you were in the team. It wasn't even a question. Quillfish is drastically underrated. I ran this guy in Pokemon Coliseum in my legitimate Pokemon Coliseum playthrough on GameCube, in which it didn't even have Intimidate. It only had Swift Swim. There was no physical special split. So it knew Surf. And this was when Surf didn't hit your partner. So Surf was useful when I needed to use it. But it mostly just spat out Sludge Bombs, and that was it. That's literally all Quillfish did in that playthrough. But those Sludge Bombs did a shit ton of damage. At least for the Pokemon available within that game. Raichu, the Pikachu. The moment I learned you had huge power, you got banked until I could EV your attack. And then you managed to evolve into your final form, only to regret that decision. And I woefully listened to your regret, and like the good Pokemon trainer I was, de-evolved you so that you could equip your favored Light Ball. I really wish you did not have an attack lowering. Why did so many of my Pokemon have detrimental natures? That's an attack lowering Quillfish. That's an attack lowering Pikachu. That's a special attack lowering Magneton. My Poliwrath also has an attack lowering nature. I hate you. Like, I hate it. Magneton. Once I realized Eviolite worked on... Now, the thing is, Eviolite worked on it in XG, too. I just didn't use it because I didn't think it would. But Eviolite Scyther was also... So, Eviolite Scyther in this one, Scyther has Gale Wings, which is not a bad ability, but makes it a bit more towards the utility. However, it is Gen 6 Gale Wings, where it's just permanent priority on flying moves. Having access to moves like Tailwind and Feather Dance can be really useful with that priority. On top of that, you also have access to moves like Drill Peck, and I think he gets Brave Bird later too for priority, which is pretty insane. However, and Eviolite Scyther is pretty solid. However, I liked it in the other one where my Scyther had Technician. I still had Tailwind, But Eviolite, Technician, Scyther, I think, what did I know? I knew Aerial Ace and Bug Bite, I believe I knew. And then I think I knew maybe a priority move. I don't know, but still. But Levitate Magneton is fucking ridiculous. With Nasty Plot, by the way, and Eviolite. This is actually insane. So, with that said, we save. And we go and fight this guy 3 times, evidently. So he fights you, summons the Shadow Pokemon, the Legendary, then fights you again. He doesn't have Shadow Pokemon here. Huh. Well, if that's the case. Double switch to Intimidate! That was a crit. So that, by the way, bypassed the double attack drop that it just used. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Fuck. Yeah, that would have killed if I did not double Intimidate. I won't kill. That was actually pretty damn solid, though. You don't get to heal between these fights, by the way. So anyone that goes down... Unless he added that in, but I don't think he did. Oh, 07 Tauros. But going on your sentimental comment, by the way, Angel, I'm always like that. If a Pokemon does me well on a team, I will remember it. And appreciate it for what it did well. It's why I like Pokemon games like this that have more thought to them, because it allows me to appreciate the Pokemon more. But other games where you can just straight up steamroll through, I don't really feel the sentimentalness. It's not just Pokemon, too. It's literally any team. Any game. Again, that's another reason why I like the Digimon games, because having the three out at a time, having it be longer, you can like value your teams more. To the point that even if you want to change up Digivolutions, you might be more inclined to change around an actual Digimon you have. Like, I still have intentions of using my starter, but not as the Patamon line that I picked. So I'm going to just wait until I can Digivolve them to the point that I can then de-Digivolve them into something else. Walkenberry didn't help you there, did it, Milo Tip? So I don't know if there's going to be healing, so I'm going to spend this time. I don't know if this is going to kill Snorlax. No. I'm not worried about that, to be perfectly honest. Because Magneton will just kill it in one shot. I want to max revive Tauros, so I have 6 Pokemon up. It could, but I don't have the move. None of my Pokemon know Leech Seed. Alright, let's get rid of Snorlax. Magneton can kill Venusaur in one attack. So, and Venusaur also used, Leaf Storm, so its special attack is heavily nerfed. So I basically have nothing to fear from that thing being on the field. Sunny Day, Synthesis, Leaf Storm. What's your 4th move? I'm curious. I want to know this. I'm actually going to look it up. Oh, so I know it's Shadow Pokemon. Alakazam, Slacking, Snorlax, Kyogre. Oh, Snorlax doesn't come with leftovers, so it's just not in the game. Alakazam, Slacking, Snorlax, Kyogre, Groudon, and Deoxys. Is this his rematch fight? King, Nidoqueen, Rhydon, Dugtrio, Persian, and Steelix. Sludge Wave. So that Leaf Storm effectively just killed his Venusaur. And with Quillfish going first, yeah, but I have a +4 Magneton that's using a super effective move. And it's in the sun, I just realized. Yeah, his Venusaur, if his Venusaur lived that at full, even at full health, I'd be fucking impressed. It also had a, the thing says it also has a Koba Berry. What is a Koba Berry? Ability was Thick Fat, so that would have resisted the weakness of fire, but still +4. So Koba Berry reduces flying. Apparently this guy has 4 different boss fights. But I imagine the 4th one is the rematch fight. Like after you catch all his shadow Pokemon, those are what replace them. So here comes Lugia now. Which is effectively easy. Apparently Ho-Oh is in this game too, but I don't know where you get it from. What does? Pokemon's aura! It's over 9,000! I honestly thought this would have been a double battle. That he would have included Lugia and Ho-Oh. I actually have a Shadow Lugia. I have a Lugia and a Shadow Lugia plushie. The Shadow Lugia plushie, though, is not official. Nintendo never made official merch for this game. But the Lugia merch is official, and it actually looks really fucking spot on. They're like beside each other on my shelf. If you're wondering on my Pokemon plushies, I have a Rayquaza and Jirachi plush with Jirachi. Jirachi's one of those like sleepy plushes where it like lays on its stomach, and Rayquaza's one of those like ones with like a bar, a bar in it that you can bend and stuff. And Jirachi's just laying on Rayquaza because I treat them as buddies. Meganium's up there. As I said, I'm nostalgic with Meganium because it was my first ever Pokemon. And my favorite grass type for a long time until Go-Go came out. Then I have 2 versions of Mew, Espeon, Leafeon, Vaporeon, and Tyranitar. Big and small versions. I have a small Sneasel, a large Flygon plushes in terms of Pokemon. I have a small Pidgeot plush, which I have because my mom loved Pidgeot. I have a small shelf in my room dedicated to my mom. It has a Pidgeot plush, a Pidgeot figure, a small Pidgeot figure, a Lego Pidgey, the figures of the Totodile line, because that's the starter my mom first picked, and then some lighthouses and like a picture of her. I have a Pikachu in a Team Skull outfit because I thought it looked cool. A small Dragonite plushie. I have a lot of just general Pokemon figures. And I also have like all the Deoxys forms and stuff. I don't know why they're out and my favorites aren't. We'll fix that later. I have a Mewtwo figure. I have two. I have an official Cynthia Good Smile figure that came with a Garchomp, and then a little mini Garchomp figure in front of it. I have a lot of stuff here. I have a lot of figures that you got from trading card sets, like Mew and Mewtwo, Mew, Primal Groudon, Solgaleo, Lunala. I have a Mewtwo plush as well. It's a bit dusty down here, but I can try and take a picture. Let me, 1 second. It's just gonna take a little bit of time here. Don't do this to me. I don't know why you constantly think my phone is in use when it's not in use, but fuck off. Alright, 1 second. Alright, OBS. Just a sec. There you go. That I didn't want to disturb anything. It's a bit dusty. Sorry, but that's the shelf they're on. But yeah, that loop, I don't know if the Mewtwo plush is necessarily official, but I'm almost positive the Lugia plush is, but the Shadow Lugia is not. And you can see how almost spot on they are. And then the ball plushes I got later. They're actually weighted so that they stay up. But yeah, Pokeball, Master Ball, and Ultra Ball. Like, no joke, a lot of my favorite Pokemon, or like my team Pokemon as I call them, came from this game. Specifically XD over Coliseum. Like, no joke, let me load it up. I got a doc that has all my teams in it. We'll load this up. So right now I have favorites in general, but just like I have 6 teams established right now, and then a legendary team. And team 1, it's Zangoose, Rampardos, Golduck, Go-Goat, Typhlosion, Alakazam. Zangoose, my favorite Pokemon of all time, is from XD. It is the Zangoose I snagged from Zook all those years ago. Rampardos is Diamond. Golduck is also Diamond, but I don't think it was the same playthrough. Go-Goat is X and was Y. Typhlosion is Silver. And Alakazam is Silver as well. Team 2, Weavile, Tyranitar, Flygon, Scizor, Luxray, Octillery. Octillery is Silver. Weavile is Colosseum. Tyranitar is Colosseum. Flygon is Colosseum. Scizor is XD. Luxray is Diamond. And Team 3, Kangaskhan, Marowak, Porygon Z, Dusknoir, Electrode, Crobat. Kangaskhan is XD. Marowak is XD. Porygon is Platinum. Dusknoir is Platinum. Electrode is Ruby. Crobat is Ruby. Team 4, Infernape, Altaria, Wordier, Masquerain, Zweilous, Alolan Sandslash. I've never used a Wordier. I have Stantler in brackets. Infernape is Platinum, I believe. Diamond or Platinum, one of them. It's one of my favorite starters. Altaria is Ruby. Stantler, Wordier is Colosseum. Masquerain is XD. Zwelis is actually Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon. Alolan Sandslash is also Ultra Sun and Moon. Team 6. This is more of a nostalgia hit team. Meganium, Dragonite, Nidoking, Hitmontop, Ampharos, and Houndoom. Meganium is Silver. Dragonite is XD. Nidoking is Silver. Hitmontop is actually more sentimental because Hitmontop is Hitmontop is never a Pokemon I particularly actually used. It's the fact when my mom, so when I played through Silver, my mom was playing through Gold, and we played together a lot. My mom was really big on trying to complete the Pokedex. Really, really big on it. She ended up, with her Gold version, getting 244 out of 251 Pokemon. There's very few Pokemon she was missing, and I specifically remember Hitmontop being one of them. Because she could not figure out how to get the stats to match. At that time, we didn't realize the value of, like, vitamins and stuff to do it. And this was, like really early internet, so looking some of that stuff up wasn't always easy. We knew how to get him on top, just not the efficient way of doing it. Ampharos and Houndoom are both XD. I never actually had the same kind of Ampharos connection a lot of people had to it in Gen 2. Don't get me wrong, Ampharos was cool, but I never actually used a Flaffy or an Ampharos in Gen 2. And then my legendary team is Rayquaza, Jirachi, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and then two Mewtwo's, but one is X and one is Y, because I just really like Mewtwo. So I like this idea that I have two sibling Mewtwo's, and one is like masculine, strong, silent type, and the other is more like gentle and elegant, and is like a sister. Is more feminine. And Rayquaza's from Ruby. I guess you could say Mewtwo is from Silver, because I got a Mewtwo from one of my Gen 1 games, and I just like using it. I didn't use it all that often and all that. I just really like Mewtwo's design and how imposing he is in the anime. I think that's just the best way to say it. Jirachi is also from Ruby. When I pre-ordered, but tied to Colosseum. Because my mom pre-ordered Pokemon Colosseum for me, which came with the bonus disc. I don't have it anymore because my dad's a fucking asshole. But that bonus disc allowed you to get one free Jirachi per save file in Ruby and Sapphire. I got that level 5 Jirachi. It is level 100 to this day. I still have it. Ho-Oh was from Colosseum, but there's also a tie to it with my mom. Because my mom had Gold version, right? So my mom got Ho-Oh, but she hated it. But like in a funny way, my mom hated it. Like I remember her playing through the Elite Four, and she's just like, I can't wait to beat this so I can stop using this chicken. She really didn't like Ho-Oh for some reason. Lugia to me is Silver and XD, because I caught it in... Like, obviously, I used it all the time in Silver, and then I got it again in XD. And then, yeah. And then I have other Pokemon that mean stuff to me. I got Hitmonchan, Ribombee, Pikachu, Trevenant, Electros, Floatzel, Magmortar, Vaporeon, Leafeon, Espeon, Vivian, Nidoqueen, Charizard, Sandslash, Mandibuzz, Ariados, Gigalith, Simipour, Clefable, Sceptile, Buzzhole, Slowbro. And then I actually have a list of Pokemon I put down that I have connections to my mom for. So all the unknowns, because my mom was really good at getting all the unknowns. She helped me do that at one point in time. And then I just listed down all Pokemon I know my mom really liked using. Which is Charizard, Dugong, Machamp, Primeape, and Persian. Charizard, Machamp, Primeape, and Persian, and Pidgeot were in her Fire Red team. Dugong wasn't leveled up with them, but it was her Surf user, so I'm including it. me and my mom shared Ruby at one point, so Azumarill, Swellow, Pelipper, and Sceptile were Pokemon important to us. And then in her Gold, Feraligatr was her starter. She also had a Pidgeot. She had Growlithe all the way through until she got that Arcanine, and then Shiny Gyarados, and then she stole a Pikachu from a Blockbuster Yellow version that was in the 80s. I have a lot of this documented, yes. Yeah. This is why, like, I've said before that I don't, actually, I might write down one here. I'm adding in Parasect, because, Shiny Parasect, because that was the first Shiny I ever got. Yeah, my mom and dad were polar opposites. My mom would actually regularly play games with me and was actually good at some of them. My mom was a lot more good at puzzle games and RPGs where she could take her time. Or that just involved, like, quick thinking. She was not the greatest at games that required a bit more, like, I don't know if reflex is the right, like, my mom, like, not to say my mom was bad at Mario Kart, but she just wasn't as good as us. Like, me and my sister, my cousins. She wasn't a terrible racer, she just wasn't as good as we were. And, like, same with, like, Mario Party and stuff. And, but my dad, on the other hand, just hated games. He hated the very idea that I played them, which is hilarious because it was his dad that got me my first Game Boy Color. He even tried to throw out my video games once, and I don't know if he actually threw them out or not, but successfully got rid of. So when I ran away from home at 15 from my dad's house, I wasn't able to bring all my video games with me. When we were dropping off my sister after something, I quickly ran in to grab them, and the entire cabinet that my games were in was empty. Now, that's just like the GameCube and PlayStation 2 games I owned. All of my, like, Game Boy Color and stuff games would probably still be in my closet, because I don't think my dad knew about those. But yes, the Jirachi bonus disc is still in there. A lot of those games nowadays are probably like $60 to $100 each. And that Jirachi bonus disc is easily $200 to $400. And to this day, my dad says, I don't know where they are, because my dad's a narcissistic gaslighting manipulator and is using his words very carefully. He likely is going under the assumption of, like, defense Deoxys, what? Why does it have the speed stats then? Anyways, he's likely using the assumptions of, like, hey, I gave them to someone to deal with them, so I don't know where they are now. Right? Like, he's going under that, like, I don't know where they are now kind of stipulation. Oh, fuck you. Alright, well, you're gonna throw a Master Ball at that Deoxys, because that's the fastest Pokemon in the mod. And then we're gonna Sleep Powder the Alakazam. I won't deny that I have once told my dad to his face that I wish he died instead of my mom. I will not deny those words. I've lived over half my life without... Fuck you. I've lived over half my life without my mom, and that makes me sad. I have probably lived a third of my life with no contact with my dad, and I couldn't be happier. I don't care. I'm very honest with the fact that I'm no contact with my dad. I'm sure there's people that have had worse relationships. My dad was merely narcissistic, verbally abusive, and I'd say, like, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm not revealing any personal information. Nothing I'm saying it could be attributed to my dad. I've not said his name. I've not said anything that could draw attention to him. Slacking got nerfed in this too. It has low speed, and it has Scrappy to compensate for it, so it doesn't have the bad ability anymore, but a lot of its stats were nerfed. Still high attack and HP though. Yeah, I've been super open with the fact that I am not close with. I have zero relationship with my dad. Okay, I have an idea here. I have an idea on how I'm gonna handle this, because Alakazam, there's really not much I can do with how fast it is. But what I can do... Well, I have two options, really. But one is the easier way here. So I'm going to Master Ball Alakazam, and I'm going to switch to Quillfish. And I'm going to start stacking Intimidates on that Groudon while I catch the other Pokemon. Yeah, like, I wouldn't say I had the worst I'm not downplaying my experiences, but there's people that have gone through way worse shit with parents than I did. I would say my dad's biggest problem is being narcissistic and stubborn. That's pretty much it, and it clashed with me. But, like, the worst my dad did physically was just, like, smack me across the face whenever I said something, smartass. And he only stopped doing that when Children's Aid got involved. But I also, just to emphasize... Oh, there is a shadow. Yeah, Snorlax... No, wait. Yeah, Snorlax doesn't have... But... I think it's... I think it's good to normalize the idea that people can be open about abusive parental relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. Is while streaming a Pokemon game the best place to do it? Probably not, but... Oh, and he has the shadow move that's lowering his stats too. That Groudon is not... And the thing is, once I catch Kyogre, he has nothing to switch to. Kyogre's his 5th Pokemon. Oh no! Yeah, it is his 5th Pokemon. Now he has nothing to switch to. So if I just do this... Oh no, whoops. If I just use the Master Ball on Kyogre and switch again... His Groudon, I think, is at -3 or 4 at this point. Oh, you know what? Ho-Oh is in this game. That's Mirror B's Shadow Pokemon. I just remembered. Mirror B has Shadow Ho-Oh. You are just in the fucking negative. Yes. In normal Pokemon XD,
Mirror B, once you catch all the shadow Pokemon, Mirror B appears with the final one. He has a Shadow Dragonite. But in this mod, he'll have Shadow Ho-Oh. I just remembered that. Alright, last Master Ball. So once I gain control of my character, I should get the Mirror B pop up now. Now that I own all the Shadow Pokemon. How many people even knew what we were doing? Like, I know they knew we stopped, Cypher in the lab, but... Or they Cypher in Fennec City, but... I know there's some people there that basically... Like, Silva was in that picture. Why? What did Silva do? You could go through the entire game without talking to Silva. All Silva does is tell you that he's running the Coliseum instead of, what's his face, but... I bumped the speed to 200% because I can't skip this. I still don't know how to get Bonsai. Yo, Iwata! Let's go! You have to, I think it's like just a general rule of thumb that if you see Iwata's name in the credits of a game still, you have to applaud him.
Was that what did that letter say? Oh, coming in future update. We're looted from the lab. Okay, so I don't know if I can face Mirror B yet then. Because Mirror B's Shadow Pokemon only shows up. You didn't send me an email, but sure. So interestingly enough, this fight, he contains all the Pokemon Red uses in Mount Silver. Registeel, this is your last battle. Enjoy it. He says as he immediately pulls the Pokemon from the battle. I'm probably not faster than that Charizard though, so it all depends on who Charizard wants. I'm hoping for the fire move into Quillfish. Oh, I am faster. Alright, Charizard's dead. Charizard was the only threat on the field. Blastoise isn't a threat. Well, it could know an ice move, I guess, but Charizard's fire move would, or flying move would do more than Blastoise's water move. Which it didn't even use. Or it didn't use an ice move.
Pikachu!
Oh, it being part fairy is very sad for this. Goodbye. So, I don't know which red team though, I forget if it's gonna have Lapras or Espeon. Is it gonna be the Gen 2 or is it gonna be the Gen 4? Based on levels, it's looking like Gen 2. Because Pikachu was, You jumped there? What do you mean you jumped? Jumped on what? Oh, it's Gen 2. The levels told me Gen 2. Goodbye. Quillfish, I'm glad you were here to help sweep up the last of the team. You are the last Pokemon, you poor soul. we can unlock Ore Coliseum. But I don't actually care about Ore Coliseum. All right. 07, my boys. All right, we gotta purify now. So about 30 minutes, so we're gonna put the game, we're gonna save once I get here, and then we're gonna put the game back on ×2 speed to do this faster. But because the game lists a certain amount of shadow Pokemon, which I don't have, I can't get Mirror B's last shadow Pokemon. Let me double check this. Let me just double confirm here. Okay, so... Oh, right, I have to go to Gatien Port to get it. The Mirror Radar doesn't activate, so yes, I can get Ho-Oh now. Let me go purify all these, and then, I am going to make one team... Well, I technically, since Latias is not done purifying yet, I am going to add Quillfish back to the team. I just forgot that Mirror B's radar, he wants to, so the two shadow Pokemon the message commented on is that the creator wants to add in DX002 and DX003. But he says an update that would be a few years out if I had to put a timeline on it. Basically, he wants to create a custom post-game story. Latios is almost purified, though. Latios is in Chamber 1. Okay, let's speed this up. This is taking too long. Man, I feel bad for Galarian Ponyta. It's literally a Pokemon designed as the first Shadow Pokemon to catch to help you deal with other Shadow Pokemon because of the Pure Heart ability. It's the only Pokemon in the game that gets that ability, and I never used it. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in time for this stream, but what I would like to do if I could, if I can get all the Shadow Pokemon purified within the remaining time, like, I could probably go as late as 4:30. I cannot go later than 4:30, though. But if I can get all the Shadow Pokemon purified, I'll go fight Greevil again and get the cutscene. So this game has a special cutscene. If after you've purified all the Shadow Pokemon and you refight Greevil, there's a cutscene where Michael hangs up the snag machine. The only other option I'd consider doing is, because if it's going to be like the other games, it's just going to be an entire team of Ludicolo and then the Ho-Oh. Oh, let me get this back to 100%. Stop the music. Goldfish, you get one more shot in the limelight. Let's do it. Why are they so low leveled? Okay. You picked the guy that resisted it, but sure. You're dead. I want to point out that the last few fights had Pokemon over level 70. So for the final story fight in the game to only have level 70 Pokemon is kind of insulting. Here you are. I love the music in this franchise, in the Ore franchise. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much it comes across in my model. Like, I'm swaying a bit, but I'm swaying like way more. I was even using my arms, which you can't see at all, but I was even using my arms at one point. I almost kind of like, it's hard to say which one I like more, but I like this one a bit because it's more of a vibe. The one from Coliseum is good, but it's more of a salsa. So this one's just a more general, like you're nodding your head to it. Goodbye, Mira B. I shall never see you again. Nutu, and then I'll get Latios in by the time I get down from the Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Huh. That's gonna be an issue for the future. An expensive issue, but an issue nonetheless. I think I'm gonna have to make a phone call tomorrow. So there's a game I used to play a long time ago as a kid. Like, I'm talking about like Windows 99 long ago, called Lego Rock Raiders. I recently found that not only did someone in the community remaster it, but also created some custom levels for it, and I managed to get so I'm gonna stream that. And then when I finish that, because I don't think it'll take that long, I'm actually gonna tackle into Rune Factory 4. I've been kind of, I want to make sure that I'm spacing out my turn-based RPG monster collector games. All right, let's get these two, and then what I'll do, let me get the speed back on. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's just get Lugia done, since Lugia needs the entire thing done. I think Lugia's ability is Aerialate in this game. Yeah, Aerialate. Then they proceeded to not give it any fucking physical move or normal moves. Instead, of course, you have to have two flying moves. Also, is Lugia still a defensive wall? Yep, they actually buffed Lugia. Special attack got a buff. That's neat. 110 special attack. Calm Mind is actually vicious on this thing. It gets Hyper Beam, Hyper Voice, and Boom Burst to take advantage of Aerialate. It also learns Facade as a TM, but that's a physical move. And I think that's it for normal moves. Would have been nice if they made Groudon ground fire. Do I have a non... No, it has to be dark. Oh, Shiftry. Shiftry will do. I just want to get all my shadow Pokemon here consolidated. Alright, I still have 2 more I can do. Of course, there's an ice type there. Fuck off. Alright, let's get Latios trained up here. Meanwhile, I would also like to teach TMs to the team. I need to visit the Move Relearner. Because I'm gonna get back close. I'm gonna get back close combat on Poliwrath. Figure if I'm gonna run Choice Band, I might as well go big. And or Choice Scarf. And if I'm gonna run Choice Scarf, Hammer Arm doesn't make sense. So it just makes sense to just go close combat. Then Victory Bell. So Psycho Cut or Night Slash. Those are the only 2 options I'm going with. Because they're the only high crit moves he gets that he doesn't already know. I have both Psychic and Steel in the team, but I'm probably gonna... Or Psychic and Dark, but I think I'm gonna go Night Slash, because it's more generally useful. It's good against Psychic types, which he's weak to. Right. I'm wondering, what do I run here? The only double, like, let me check Latias really quick here, and we'll figure this out. You know what? I don't have a flying move in my team. We'll run Aeroblast when I learn it. Alright, let's head to Pyrite Town. I just need to do 6 battles here. So, who has a double hit move that has a lot of BP to it? Houndoom, my good sir, you have 2 double hit moves. So we'll do special attack and speed, leave, special attack and speed, leave, special attack and speed. I'm gonna leave ×2 speed on for the rest of the stream. I probably won't get the everything purified on stream though. That might be an after stream thing, but I'd like to at least have Latias all set. Because I also do need to make a thumbnail. I have a part 10 thumbnail, but I actually want to go over it again to add in like Mount Battle 4th anniversary special. I've done a lot of boring stuff off stream. Most of the wild Pokemon I have in my PC, you didn't see me actually encounter on stream. There's a lot of off stream just running around, not progressing, literally just trying to force encounters. I'll probably have all of my team at 85 going into Mount Battle. Because most of Mount Battle isn't even near that level. And then what I'm probably gonna do is I actually need to see my schedule because I don't have next week's schedule written down yet. I'll check it tomorrow though. But I need to see if I'm off Monday or not. But the next 2 days or so, I'm gonna do Pokemon or Digimon. Just because obviously I've shoved Digimon. My initial plan was to do Mount Battle on my anniversary stream. I didn't think I was going to reach that. But turns out I am. I had to speed run it though. Basically, I had to get to be able to do it, I had to be able to get I had to Master Ball every Pokemon on Citadark Isle. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be fighting Greevil today. I've actually not done Mount Battle on stream. This is the 5th time I've streamed a Ore game. Coliseum XD, Grand Coliseum, XG, and now DX. This is the 5th time. I've never done Mount Battle on stream because there's no reason to. I didn't need the Ho-Oh. I didn't need the Gen 2 starters. As a matter of fact, I've never actually earned a Gen 2 starter. And I didn't feel like there was a reason to do Grand Coliseum or XG. But here, as a matter of fact, I think Grand Coliseum pulled out the battle mode. It's still in the base game, but let me keep an eye on my PP. Because my PP right now is what's measuring how many I've killed here. 3 per fight, and I need to do 6 fights in total, so I need 18 PP used. That is 15. So this is the last one. But I want everyone at 85 because I just feel like that's a nice rounded number. I will have Aeroblast by then too because Latios learns it at 84. I would not have had Calm Mind though because Latios learns that at 86. Yeah, Latios you get at 73 and then it proceeds to learn a new move every 2 levels until 90.
But yeah, like, I am one-shotting the, Mount Battle. Like, it's not going in and, like, I wanted a team of 6 that I'm going 1 to 100 with. So the only dupe type in this is electric, but it doesn't matter because Magneton literally does not gain anything negative from being an electric type. It gains a stab, and it gains electric and additional flying resistance. Beyond that, it gains nothing because its only weakness is already blocked by its levitate. I am also continuing my desire here of only rare candying moves that have 5 PP maxing moves with 5 PPs. If they have more than that, I don't care. Because generally speaking, most fights will not last long enough for you to use them. For you to use a move 10 times. Unless it's a low-powered move. But most low-powered moves have a niche tied to them. And if, I think the weakest moves I've seen with low PP is still 10. But my leads... I think I'm gonna lead Houndoom Poliwrath at first, just because they're my only double hitmons with Rock Slide, Snarl, and Heat Wave. And neither of them are boosters. They're actually flat boosters. Houndoom is Specs adaptability, while Poliwrath is Scarf pure power. And the first, like, half of Mount Battle is just going to be a joke, so... In all honesty, I'd like to get rid of Fiery Dance, just because I have... Actually, you know what? Executive decision. Pikachu's getting Ice Punch. I just realized that 4 members of my team have a fire move. I have 2 fire moves on Houndoom, who's the fire type. I have Fire Punch on Pikachu, Flamethrower on Magneton, and Fiery Dance on Laios. So, with this... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm getting rid of Quick Attack. We'll go back with Fire Punch, just because... No, wait. Again, I'd like to try and have some more variety here. So, let me look up Pikachu before I make a decision here.
Because, like, I could run Fire Punch and just run all the punches. There is also... Okay, you know what? I have a better move. Better move here. Because this will give me more coverage. It won't be as strong as Fire Punch, but... So, my options are... my primary thing is that I want Pikachu to be able to handle steel types. I don't want... Like, this guy's a monster. I don't want him to be specifically walled by steel types. I know electric is fine, but if it's an electric ground or an electric... Or if it's a steel electric or something... Like, I don't want him to be walled by that. Like... Granted, Steel Ground will still take neutral from Ice, I guess. Trying to think, because Pikachu can learn Shadow Punch, and it can learn Aqua Tail and Iron Tail. But I just feel like if I keep Quick Attack will have its usages for sure, but also... If it's Steel Ground, Ice Punch is fine. But if it's Steel Electric, I'm screwed. I also only have one water move in my team, so I could run Aqua Tail instead of Shadow. I was going to run Shadow Punch, but I could run Aqua Tail instead. So this means both my Huge Power and Pure Power Pokemon know fighting and... Or, no ice and water. Yeah, so pretty much all I'm going to be doing is just this. Off stream. Is just this. On ×2 speed, just running in a fucking circle. This is all I will be doing tonight. I have to do something else tonight too, mind you. But yeah, this is pretty much all I'm going to be doing. I'll do a little bit of it now, because I got about 10 minutes before I will call it here. But yes, for a good chunk of the Mount Battle, yeah, so we have a page here. So Area 1 is 20 to 25, Area 2 is 25 to 31, 3 is 31 to 43, 4 is 43 to 49, so pretty much won't be at level 85. It won't be until Area 8 that things start to catch up to me. And even then, I'll still be fine for probably about half of Area 8 anyways. And also, each area, I think, is typed. Well, I don't know if it's actually typed. He color-coded them like they are, like it's rock, water, electric, grass, fire. What is that, psychic? Or no, is that... I don't know what that color is meant to be. Maybe fighting? And then what, ghost or psychic? And then... But, like, he has gym leader inspired trainers here. And they're all based on specific types, so... Alright, so we'll call it here. Alright, so yeah, we'll call it here. Tomorrow, my 4th anniversary stream, we tackle Mount Battle. And then we'll do Digimon for a few days before we pick up Lego Rock Raiders. So with that said, my name is Daimien Kamiya. I am the Omni King. Be a friend, foe, or member of the Anti-Council. I'll see you later. Goodbye, everyone.